Western Sydney Wanderers 2, Brisbane Roar 2. I'm here with Sean. Sean, let's get straight into it, mate. For some, a disappointing result. Give me your thoughts on what walking out of the stadium. How do you feel at the moment,
mate? What a stinker of a night weather-wise. Yeah, but look, mate. 22 people are out in the park tonight, and in this weather had to go. But I'm going to, I hope Brisbane Roar don't get a 5 o'clock kickoff or something in Sydney on a bloody 35-degree day, right? Because that game's going to go for 2 hours, yeah? Now, really disappointed in the referee's control of the game. Dude, you're the referee, right? So, mate, next time, he walked one of the Brisbane Roar players off from the 6-yard box that was injured, right? I could have walked over to fucking Westmead Hospital, stole a fucking wheelchair, right? Brought it back here and handed it to the referee to help push the fucking player off the field, right? Now, I play over 35s, right? I play over 35s. We at district level and with the kids, right, because we want ball in play, because that's what the game's about.
Yeah.
I pay to come here and see the ball in play. I don't come to see the ball sitting on a white line. I don't come to see the goalkeeper fucking pick his undies out of his crack like every fucking game, pick his undies out of his crack. This ball out of play stuff, right? So if we break it down, let's go to mathematics, right? 90-minute game.
Yep.
That game tonight, the ball was half an hour out over the sideline, guaranteed half an hour, right?
Yep.
22 players on the park, that leaves 60, right? You divide 22 into 60. Each player is going to lucky to see the ball for 3 minutes, right?
Yep.
1% of 90 minutes is 53 seconds, right? It's bullshit. This ball out of play crap. I come here to see football. It is an endurance game. You get a cramp, right? You don't stop play when the ball's 50 metres away, right? Because that stopped any momentum, anything. We were coming over the top of them, right?
Yep.
And for a team that's up in Queensland that should be having this humidity and stuff, right? It just nullified our second half.
Yep. Do you think it was play acting, or do you think it was legitimate? Because I thought it was ridiculous.
It was, mate. There's the goalkeeper go down.
Yeah, mate, that goalkeeper's shocking, by the way.
Yeah, well, whether he's shocking or not, I'm going to give that keeper kudos to the keeper. He called out Borello. He said, I don't want no wall, right? He called Borello out. He said, Brandon, how big are your balls? I want you to take the shot.
They're fucking pretty big.
And then what did the keeper do? He stood 2 yards off his line, right, with no wall. If he's on the line, he goes like this and it goes over the top of the bar.
That's what I'm saying. He's shocking, but I think Brisbane was very poor in terms of there was a lot of play acting, a lot of, they came here sort of to get a draw. They weren't here to win the game. Frustrating for us, but it looks like the game plan worked.
I just think the referee, like that first half, the first 20 minutes, the consistent heavy fouling, right?
Yep.
After the
more yellows should have been branded.
Well, I'd say he sent all his cards out to his friends for Christmas cards, right? And he had no yellows left. There was the studs on the top of the foot. How's that not reviewed? Right, in the first half, because I've seen Sydney play. I've seen other games this year where studs have come in on the foot, red card, bye-bye. Just really disappointing. And I feel for our boys. And one thing I want to say for our boys, right, is they did not go down, give up. There was no weakness, right? They tried to play as well as they could. And boys, there was booing at the end, right? That booing was us at the referee, not at you guys. Yeah, you guys went hard. Right, but it was the referee's performance and the linesman's performance. A couple of times they got throw-ins and they sneaked 15 metres. That's garbage as well. There's rules in the game for a reason. To keep the game moving, to keep it
flowing.
Yeah. Tonight, that second half, man, I would put that on. If there's anybody that the babies can't go to sleep tonight, play that second half for him, man. That baby's going to go to sleep in 5 minutes.
Look,
Kev, man, I'm not going to take up.
But I want to ask you something, because we've been critical of the referees. Yep. We've been critical of Brisbane. But do we think that we did enough? Even if you put Stadge in the picture, the players, the coaching, all together. I know we can blame Brisbane, we can blame the referees, but I still think part of it is in our hands.
So the second half we come out, and if you notice when we're playing the ball in the backs, right, when we were knocking it around, there was a lot of lofted passes, right, to players who weren't marked. They were coming from a player that wasn't marked. It was just a general pass, but it was lofted, right, which meant that where it was going to, the player had to then take a touch, which took another second and a half, right? When we got that out of our game, when Matter come on, the ball stayed on the ground, right? We started to move it around. We started to create stuff, yeah? But we couldn't get that fluidity, mate.
Too little, too late, some might say?
Yeah, too little, too late. But we did have a crack, and I actually their second goal, right? Clare, I don't. My accident goes in the back of the net because there was a guy behind him that was going to put it in the net anyway. But the second goal, 5 defenders, 2 Brisbane Roar guys, straight down the middle. Not one of our fellas grabs the shirt to pull one of them down.
I think Milanovic is at fault. They held onto the ball for a bit too long before they stole it. But
actually, where it was what's the fella from Wellington Phoenix?
Kraev.
Right. So Kraev's charged in on Brisbane Roar's right fullback, right, with the ball, absolutely charged in like an elephant going to the water in the jungle, right?
Yep.
Like the elephant hasn't seen water for weeks in the jungle. He's gone screaming in there, right? Old mate has just stepped around him, and then all of a sudden there's the space, away they go, it's in the net. It actually started further up the park, that movement.
Yeah. Look, to wrap it up, one word answer: panic station or no? Yes or no?
No panic stations, because go back to our first season, yeah? How many games do we go before a win?
Yeah, I think it's a bit different now.
Right? It is a different crew, but if we're not there backing our guys, right, and I'll give them kudos too, supported from the stands, yelled out, come across, see your fans. The players come over to the white line. Matter, straight to the fence. Lawrence Thomas, come to the fence. Now, the rest of the players stayed infield. They got about halfway down, and Lawrence Thomas said to them all, come over to the fence, right? That there, I don't know what was going on with the playing group, right? But we as a club, I'll go back to this one thing. I think our sense of expectation sometimes is way out of our reach, yeah? And sometimes we've got to take performances like this for what they are, right? This match was taken out of our control, right, by a match official who didn't apply the rules, right, and by a team who delayed tactics, yeah? Now, to go, I'm going to put you on the watch, right? That says to me that the referee, right, that goalkeeper, the second time, should have been a yellow, yeah? And then he's on notice, right? This garbage is, hang on a minute, I can't see my watch, I've got to get it at the right angle, right? It means bullshit. We're here to watch football, man. I don't mind. So say like under 7s, right? With association football. Under 7s, the field they play on is too small. We identified that the ball was out of play more than it was in play with under 7s because how far they could kick it, right? And that was on about the 30 by 20 field, right?
Yep.
So in Blacktown, we've moved them up to a bigger field this year, right? So the under 7s have the ball in play more. They come here, and what do we see? Mate, fair income.
We're gonna agree to disagree. I think the team is a bit more responsible, but Sean, we'll leave it there. Appreciate your thoughts. We'll see you next week.
But we got to keep positive, man.
Let's go.